Okay, I think we can probably get started. So, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Saj, Head of Customer Success here at SpeedSize. If you're new and you're wondering what SpeedSize is, well, we're an advanced AI-powered compression and optimization platform providing top quality images and video experiences for websites and top online brands. Today's webinar is all about website speed and how it impacts Black Friday success and end user engagement. Joining us today is Anna and Alex from Amasty, one of our best Magento 2 development companies um, and one of our primary platinum partners. We've worked with countless customers together and many dozens of complex media-heavy Magento 2 e-commerce websites. Um, Together, we've helped these companies realize the true potential of their brand via Amasty and SpeedSize partnering together. In essence, faster, more aesthetically pleasing and impressive websites without any of the performance hits. So today we'll dig deep into why optimization can help your Black Friday sales. And if you have any questions, please do pop them into the chat and we'll get to those towards the end of the webinar. And on that note, welcome Anna and Alex. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Anna, and I'm lead account manager at Amasty in custom development department precisely. So in custom development department, we strongly believe that not all the business process, not all the modules, not all the business needs can be covered with modules. So that is why we are working closely with our clients to make them to make us meet their expectation. So as you know, Amasty is a leading company in producing modules for Magento and for e-commerce. So we have a strong expertise in e-commerce. So that is why we're exploring more with the custom development team.
Amazing. Thank you, Anna. Alex?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm backend developer from Amasty. My main responsibility in the company is project with optimization and custom development. It's why I'm here. And I'm here to add some technical information for you. Glad to see you.
Likewise. Thank you, Alex. On that note, let's get into the kind of first agenda point. As I mentioned, you guys have been one of our kind of primary platinum partners, and you've helped several dozen of our customers become very successful through our partnership. So the first question I'd like to kick off with is, from your perspective, why is it essential for businesses, especially e-commerce brands, to focus on optimizing their website speed?
Yeah, thank you. Just a good question. So the reasons of having an optimized website are quite obvious, and there are just quite a lot of them, but let me a little bit briefly dive into three main points. The first one is that customers demand a fast loading website. So that is the benchmark and a must for any e-commerce business. So slow loading websites frustrate visitors, and this frustration leads to drive them away from your website. And for you, it means you will lose in sales, in opportunities, and in revenue. So all these factors leads to potential customer churn and your revenue loss. So the second reason is about Google ranking. So we definitely know that Google considers page speed as a ranking factor. So just to ensure your website is higher in searching position, you need to have a good optimized website. And finally, an optimized website enhances the user experience. To improve customer satisfaction, to boost the conversion rate, you need to have a good optimized and fast loading website. So all these just a good path to increasing revenue and your profitability.
Absolutely. Look, I couldn't agree more. I think it's pretty obvious when a website loads slowly. My engagement is not very good, right? I'm not going to go back to the website if especially it's an e-commerce website and I want to buy, let's say, a coat or a jumper, right? I want that image to load quickly. I want it to be crisp. I want it to be able to see the seams, and I want to be able to know that this is a good quality product. And if the image is not good quality, I don't think I can vouch for the product, right? If you can't get the website right,
Yeah.
you probably won't be very interested in the product. And I would further that by saying, the team and I here at SpeedSize are always emphasizing these points, always going for the supreme high quality photo shoot ready image, and without compromising the website delivery speeds. And that's, I think, the primary magic that we work together with, is getting those really high quality images without affecting the overall speed of the website. That's why we work with you guys, of course.
Yeah, definitely. So any user will not wait for just several seconds to load the image, to load the video about the product. They'll definitely click back button and go to your competitor.
For sure.
Yeah. When you present your product, it's necessary. It's important how it's look like.
For sure, 100%, absolutely. So moving on to the kind of second question that we have listed here, how does optimizing a website for speed influence the end user experience? And in turn, what impact does this create for the business bottom line? And it goes nicely with what we just kind of discussed there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so actually a user journey is the very crucial business focus. So to create a seamless and frustration-free journey for visitor is the must for every e-commerce business. So when the page loads quickly, the user is more engaged, satisfied, purchase further. They are just finding what they're looking for. They will find more products. So the checkout will increase, and you will win in terms of sales, in terms of your revenue as well. So this naturally results in longer sessions and increased interactions. The user will likely return to your website and purchase further. So the impact on the business is absolutely substantial. So improved user experience guarantees higher conversion rates, better search engine rankings, reduced bounce rates. So collectively, all these things contribute to increased sales, revenue, profitability, and so on and so forth. That is the main benchmark for any business.
For sure. And, I think ultimately, the better the quality of the website, the experience of that quality, the revenue goes up, right? It equals revenue at the end of the day. And I would kind of further that by saying, at least here at SpeedSize, it's been part of our DNA, almost our philosophy, to make sure that websites look as premium as they should and are loaded very, very quickly. It's unacceptable for a website to showcase their brand if it doesn't load quickly, if the media doesn't look very good. And a lot of the kind of e-commerce platforms out there limit this ability by default, because it costs them a lot of money and a lot of resource to kind of push these big assets and big videos through their platform. So yeah, in short, the better the asset quality, the better your conversion rate at the end of the day for your customers.
Media is actually the face of the any e-commerce brand. So that's why it's essential to have a good quality. So the users will interact with the media. So it increases the brand loyalty and further conversion rate as well.
Yeah, and come to think about it, we have social media these days as well. So if you're sharing your images, you want them to look nice. You're not going to share an image that doesn't look good.
Kind of advocacy.
Yeah, even if the image is of a good subject matter, if it's low quality, why would I share it to anyone, right? So these are all very important variables that one should take into consideration when they are in the middle of creating their brand and pushing the brand awareness out. Yeah, absolutely. So question number 3 for you guys. We often hear about Google page speed scores when discussing website optimization. It's a very common subject. Can you elaborate on what these scores represent and why they're crucial for top online brands?
Yeah, I think I can add some technical information about Google page speed and the metrics. The Google page speed scores are generated by Google page speed insights and include 6 crucial core web vitals. Each of them offer unique information about your website performance. Let's talk a little bit about of these vitals. FCP, first content painful. This is the loading speed of the first piece of content on a page. LCP, largest content paint. Inconstant LCP show how quickly a web page largest content element renders. It can be an image, a video, or a text block, depend on page. Cumulative layout shift. CLS estimate how much page content shift during loading. First input delay. This is interactivity. The metric assesses how quickly a page responds to user clicks or keyboard input or something like this. Next one, I think it's interactive to next paint, ENP. Also interactivity, but this one estimate how quickly the feedback to user interactions. For instance, cursor movement or input text appears on a page, something like this. And finally, the last one, time to first byte. It's a traditional performance metric that stands for the time it's taken for user browser to receive the first byte of data from your server. I think for all of these metrics, the smaller the numbers, the better. Science, it means that the amount of time needed to build the interactive page is smaller. But page speed inside doesn't just give you the numbers. It also shows what's working well and what's need to improvement. The reports provide valuable tips for optimizing various aspects, such as image compression, browser caching, and minify codes.
Absolutely. You know, it's a very tricky question, and you handled it, I think, really, really well, especially on the time to first byte. When it comes to page speed optimization, there is kind of a secret sauce out there. We don't know exactly what's happening in that algorithm, but these 6 steps, I think, are very, very good initial things to handle to make sure that page speed optimization is optimized, is good. And whilst we're on the point of TTFB, SpeedSize vastly improves the TTFB. So if TTFB is something of a concern at the moment, and it probably will be if you're using the default CDN technology of your e-commerce platform, then SpeedSize can absolutely help you out here. Alongside you guys, of course. This is something we can discuss maybe in a different webinar and go into a bit more detail. But for now, these 6 points, I think, are absolutely, spot on to make sure if you want to improve the page speed.
Yes, it's true, but it's not only about TTFB, it's also about LCP. If, for example, LCP element on a page is image or video, and also for FCP, SpeedSize can help with that.
Yes, absolutely. I would love for the next webinar to include maybe some comparisons. Maybe we can go into a bit more details on a presentation. So I think this information is gold. It's very difficult to Google this kind of thing. You either know or you don't. And again, that was one of the reasons why we partnered with professionals like yourself. So something for the next one for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it amplifies the website efficiency overall, the effectiveness of the website. And these 6 points kind of go hand in hand to ultimately lead to a much better optimized website. So awesome. So question number 4 for you guys, given how competitive this is, and it is very competitive landscape, how does a better page speed contribute to retaining visitors and ensuring they don't jump ship to a competitor's website? And we touched on this very slightly already, but Anna, if you want to give some more detail around this.
Yeah, definitely. So as we've mentioned before, just users' patience is a limited resource. So any user will not wait for several, even seconds, for the product page to be loading, or for the image of the product they are looking for to be loading. So that is why actually the expectations for a swift and seamless experience, they are very high. So the user would like to visit the page, to see the product, to like the product by having a good quality and fast loading content and purchase. So that is why a website that actually loads quickly have a significant advantage over the alternatives and competitors. So when visitor visit so to say a fast loading page, they are more likely to stay engaged, explore further products connected to this one. They will find what they're looking for and purchase more. So all this experience will be without the feeling of frustration, reflex to click a back button and go to a Google search list, and without the feeling that he definitely needs to go to a competitor and have a better experience, better user journey. So that is why this is the crucial point, to have a seamless experience of a user journey, having a good loading website, content, pages, and all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good definition. And I think if you were to kind of distill it down, it's kind of really obvious as well. Do you want to stay on a website that doesn't load quickly? I wouldn't. I mean, I personally, if the website doesn't load pretty much instantly these days, I'm looking for another website to go on. And I can kind of further that by saying, you know, here at SpeedSize, and we believe the quality of the visuals will retain your visitors, and they'll make them come back as well. And combined with your solution and what you guys provide and the services that you provide, it not only helps the retention, but it also encourages new users to come to the website, right? I'm going to talk about this really great looking website with big banners, really high quality images. It gives me confidence that the brand is of a high quality. Very, very important when you're running e-commerce businesses, of course, and when you're about to make a purchase. I think one thing we haven't really touched upon yet is SpeedSize video optimization. So we don't just optimize images, we can definitely optimize videos in the same way. So we can take a very good quality video to start with and then reduce the size down to 15-20% of what it was, whilst maintaining that 4K crisp quality. So if you wanted a website with big banner videos, SpeedSize is the solution for this. And of course, regardless of Magento 2, if you're on Shopify or another platform, this is all stuff we can definitely help with, and stuff we've worked with in the past with you guys. So question number 5, from your guys' perspective, Amasty's perspective and experience, what are some practical steps website owners should take to improve their page speed and overall user experience?
I think it's a technical question. It's a difficult question, but I think first of all, it's necessary to make sure your services are scaled properly. One of the most important factors contributing to slow website performance is low server capacity and lack auto-scaling. During Black Friday, servers experience a huge load, and if they are scaled to handle high traffic, it will help you avoid slow site speed and downtime. I think the next step is optimize database and script. It's another best practice that makes for faster website performance. It helps to minimize server processing time and avoid delays on the page rendering. And I think last one, make sure your store doesn't have low quality third-party scripts and extensions, because they slow and bulky code. This extension will lead to delay page rendering and better time to interactive. Install extensions only from developers who care about your store performance.
For sure. And, working with you guys, this is where you guys really shine. We are not back-end server stack experts, and we don't pretend to be. We can advise you and make some recommendations, but this is where you guys come in, right? Like you are the guys that can help us or help customers on that side, on the server side, and making sure it auto scales correctly and the database is performing well. The plugins are up to date and the website code has been updated and sanitized often. Very tricky to get right, but super important. And I, for one, like to build websites in my spare time, and I probably have a dozen plugins that haven't been updated. And just kind of listening to your answer, I should probably go back and check which ones of these are 5 years out of date and haven't been updated for a very long time. So it's a great answer. Really appreciate that one. I would kind of extend on that by saying that we here at SpeedSize, we focus on the media, the images and video optimization. And it's interesting to see how comprehensive page speed solutions like those from you guys, Amasty, can bring a transformative online experience. Just making sure some of those plugins are up to date or have been removed in some cases where it's not necessary can absolutely change the page speed optimization score. And if there's anyone in the audience who wants more information on that, please feel free to put it in the comment section, and we'll be happy to follow up. So, and that kind of brings us neatly to the next question, which is, since third-party tools can indeed be a major factor in page speed optimization, delays, how do you suggest addressing this issue? What's the best way of handling this situation?
Yeah, from Amasty's experience, we know that third-party tools can really influence the performance and can slow down actually the website if they are not properly optimized, if they are not properly set up and developed actually without the having in mind that performance can be a bottleneck. So talking about the Amasty modules, we are meeting all the Magenta best practices. We are meeting all the Magenta recommendations in terms of performance. So that is why we are testing the modules to implement them in different environments. So that is why to ensure that all these modules are well optimized and will not decrease the performance of any website of our clients. With the experience in terms of custom development department, I should say that we have just the list of recommendations for our clients, first of all, to audit frequently the website to ensure that the custom code is written meeting all the Magenta best practices, to ensure that all unused modules are completely removed. And sometimes it's not just switching off the module, but setting up all the dependencies to make sure that additional resources of the website are not loading and not influence the performance. So that is why every e-commerce director or business owner should keep that in mind, that auditing the website is the crucial point for keeping on the market. And what else? Just testing is also just a good thing, and checking the customer journey. You should know the bottlenecks of your website. You should know what are those pages that are most liquid by your end users, and find the reasons. So that are the tricks.
Absolutely. And, I can talk about this for the next 2 hours, but we don't have too much time left. So I'm going to try and move it on quite quickly. The things that you mentioned are absolutely vital, and it's so easy to get stuck down the path of using lots of different plugins to find the quickest solution. And if you're starting off in the e-commerce world and you're building your first e-commerce brand, sure. But once you start making sales and you want to really enhance the aesthetic ability of the website, it's important to go in and check these plugins. And again, one of the top reasons why we partnered with you guys is that you do this really, really well, and you do it on a professional level. Anyone can kind of go into the code and rip out some legacy plugin or code or JavaScript. I don't recommend doing it that way because you can break several things. So again, if there's anyone in the kind of audience that has any questions around this kind of thing, we'll be happy to help, and we will share the kind of contact details at the end of this. I can say for sure on SpeedSize side on my kind of table, we have lots of customers that we recommend immediately to update or remove plugins because it completely kills the page speed optimization. So excellent points, really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's just a small addition to what I've said. That is why actually performance audit and further optimization is just a very popular services at Amasty. So doing just a lot of performance audit, we found out that around 60 modules are installed on the Magento instances and not used completely. So that is why those services, those audits are just a must for any e-commerce website.
For sure, absolutely. And again, I should probably go back and check some of my projects and see what's running in the background and slowing down those sites. So if you're kind of scratching your head and you're wondering, where's the performance and why is the page speed so low? It's not just about the image optimization. It's not just about the TTFB, like Alex mentioned. It's a combination of things and a consultory kind of environment where we can have a look at your website as it stands, and we can give you, some recommendations. That's the best place to start. But again, for the next one, it would be great to kind of go into a bit more depth and maybe a presentation on this. I think that would be awesome for our audience. Yeah, let's see where we're up to. I think we're on question number 7. So personalization features certainly boost sales, but negatively affect website performance. In the hypothetical scenario where you have to choose between personalization and speed, what would you recommend the business to go for? So what's better, speed or performance?
A tricky question, actually. First of all, what I should say is that personalization is the vital for any business. So users would like to be treated as just unique personality, not just the mass of leads or something like that. So it's impossible to boost any sales. It's impossible to boost revenue, especially before Black Fridays and all this sales season without personalization features. So it's essential. We can't say that focus on the speed of your website, focus on the performance without any personalization feature. So here we recommend really to keep the balance. And what we actually do at Amasty, we give the options. For example, if you have a banner trying to welcome new unregistered users, it's definitely just doesn't worth displaying this banner, for example, on a checkout page when a registered users doing the checkout process. So that is why we are trying to have a complex approach to our clients. So we recommend personalization to segment the personalization. We recommend optimizing banners, optimizing content with the SpeedSize product, storing some cookies and all that stuff on different places of the website, just optimizing the code and that stuff. So here we keep the balance in mind, trying to add as much personal features as possible, trying to keep in mind that performance matters.
For sure. Absolutely. I think the only thing that I can add to that is that, again, it's quite an individual requirement, right? So if you would on your website like to focus on performance, we can help. If you would like to focus on the image quality and the biggest bang for the aesthetic showcase, we can help. But it needs to be a balance between the two, right? I think a website only videos probably won't make sense. A website only images, sure, but there's probably some improvements we can make there. It goes hand in hand with pretty much everything that we've kind of discussed already. So yeah, those are some really interesting points, and it kind of showcases more than anything else that these things are definitely solvable, but they are quite individual at the same time. So moving on to the next question. While we, SpeedSize, focus on media-related loading issues, what advice would you guys, Amasty, give to brands looking to achieve the perfect balance between high-quality media and exceptional load times, especially considering Black Friday?
I think it's another difficult question for me, but we can provide some pro tips from us, because optimization is always something personalized. First of all, I think perform load and performance testing to identify problem and performance issue will ahead of high traffic events. Tools like Google Lighthouse or Magenta built-in performance tools can help analyze and improve your site performance metrics. Also use server software that can handle concurrent connections, implement a load balancer, and use a consistent hashing algorithm to optimal distribution. Smart redistribution incoming network traffic across multiple services will ensure that no single service get overloaded. Also perform your user analytics to identify and prioritize the loading order of your scripts. Load the most critical one first to make key functionality available right away. Use asynchronous loading when it's possible to take advantage of advanced caching using Varnish, for example. And finally, I think optimize your store indexation for mobile users. Consider implementing accessible mobile pages for faster loading on mobile devices. At Amasty, we address this by offering private add-ons that make each of our extension mobile friendly.
Yeah, and again, absolutely, it's not a simple answer, but you put it very eloquently. I like the way you put that. And this is another, again, I've mentioned this several times already, but why we've partnered with you guys, because we want to focus on the delivery and the image and the optimization, where we want to rely on you guys for the recommendations and the let's say making sure the machine is oiled correctly, is running to its best capacity and that kind of thing. So making sure all the components are correct and working correctly. And yeah, here at SpeedSize, that's one of our core principles. It has always been to make sure that the quality of the media is balanced against the speed. It's always a cat and mouse, right? We could just put 4K huge videos on there, but what would be the point, right? We need to optimize this and make sure it works correctly. And yeah, I think,
just can add how important have optimized project on mobile, and because sometimes on mobile your internet slowly than on PC, and optimizing and interactivity more important than on desktop. That's why optimization is a good way how to get users.
Sorry about that, guys. Had a phone call just then. Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree with you, Alex. And again, this is why we work together to deliver these kind of value propositions to customers. It's very rare, as I mentioned earlier, to find this kind of information on Google. You either know, or you're digging through pages and pages of how this stuff actually works. And when it comes to page speed optimization, the algorithm data, exactly how it works, is the equivalent of the KFC secret recipe, right? Like, nobody really knows what's the real recipe of Coke. Who knows, right? It says it on the back of the can, but who knows what's really in there, right? And how it's made and how it's put together. So this is all really good insight for anyone watching this webinar. And if there are any kind of follow-up questions, please let us know. We're going to look in the Q&A section now. Yeah, we still have a little bit of time left as well. So let's see if we have any questions. Okay, I'm just going to open up the Q&A. Okay. Is it true that SpeedSize can vary based on location? Okay, firstly, yes, absolutely. But let's see what the rest of that question was. What's a good way to ensure stability for an international brand with many target markets? That's a great question. I'm going to let maybe Alex kind of answer that first, and I will jump in with my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think I can take this question. So just from my perspective, because I have used a lot of optimizations and clients on my end communicating with. So that's actually true. Site speed can depend on user's location, and that's obvious. Because just to be more precise, it depends on the distance between the user device and the website server. So for international brands who are worldwide, that can be just a bottleneck. And because the presence on different location is essential for them. So at Amasty, we usually offer and recommend to rely on CDN, Content Delivery Network. And with the CDN, the copy of your store will be spread on 100 of servers. And once a user accesses your website, the CDN will deliver the content that has the nearest location to the user's device. So that is why, just together with the performance audit, we do suggest installing and setting up CDN, as well as all the cache tools to make sure that every user in every location has a good performance website, and this distance between the server and the user device is just as less as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, do you have anything to kind of add to that?
I think no, and explain all just clear for me.
Yeah, because I had actually the similar meeting with one of my clients just several days ago, explaining what CDN is and how it is important to install it and set up correctly. It was just a kind of value proposition about the optimization and installing the SpeedSize as the as the best option to optimize the media content. And it was just after the performance audit, we are going with the optimization with this client. So I was explaining this, and that question was just very near to my heart.
You put it very beautifully, and I completely agree. I think the only thing that comes to my mind to add to that would be that SpeedSize works on a CDN. We have 460 locations globally. So with SpeedSize enabled, if you were to give us a POC or you wanted to give a SpeedSize a trial, you will notice that the content is delivered quicker. Because we will do the distribution. So if you have your audience, let's say your primary audience is in Japan, but your website is .co.uk for whatever crazy reason that might be, right? Hypothetically, of course, then we will make sure that the images are cached closest to the endpoint, the end user, or where the browser has requested that image to go. And there's a whole bunch of really super technical background on how this stuff is delivered through the CDN and edge services and where they're saved. What you need to know right now is that Amasty are, you know, the experts on this kind of thing, and we have the solution to make it work. I hope that's a good answer to the question. It was a great question, by the way. Let's see if we have any more. I'm just going to check. No, I don't think there's any more questions. We're a few minutes to go. Anna, Alex, do you think any other kind of topic points you want to cover, or anything else you'd like to go over? Oh, hang on. We have another question come in. Sorry to cut you off, guys. We have 3 minutes, so let's do this one. Is it worth moving Magento onto microservices instead of using bare metal or VMs? Oh, this is another good question. Is it easy to adapt Magento, and would it help with scaling? Yeah, it's a good point. Magento is a beast and uses a lot of resources. It does, especially with Elasticsearch and caching solutions. This is a good question. Any of you guys want to go first?
I'm not sure that we can move Magento into microservices because it doesn't depend on our team. It depends on Adobe right now and Magento. But yes, we recommend to use Elastic and caching system, and we can help with scaling your project and services.
For sure. I would say Amasty is a good point to start with something like this. But moving to microservices, I would say depends on your goals for the website. It depends on how big it is at the moment. Do you need to move to microservices is probably the context that we need before answering that question. But for a very large website, especially if you want to have a lot of load balancing and the ability to fall back on services if something goes wrong, then a strong microservice stack is pretty much unbeatable for that kind of environment. But yeah, that's something we should definitely go into a bit more detail for the next one. We have probably 30 seconds left, so I'm going to quickly wrap it up. Thank you, guys, and thank you for the questions. Really enjoyed today's webinar, some fantastic insights. Really appreciate your time, guys, over at Amasty, Anna and Alex. We will always be committed to delivering those high quality, top-notch visuals and website performance. I'm looking forward to the next one, and hope to speak to you guys soon again.